Welcome to ATN Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention, with a view to prefer solutions that will benefit humanity. Our topics for today: Delta State, musician plans wedding with 3 brides. And in Lagos State, government probes child molestation claims against DJ's husband. In Ogun State, twin brothers killed and dismember sex worker. Presidential speech, I will launch ambitious national orientation campaign, says Tinubu. We are open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product, service promotions and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, and watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll continue with the stories.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
Welcome back, and today on our show we have a very special guest. He is Mr. Wilson Franklin, a social-political analyst. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir. So we'll dive right into the stories for today. Okay. Delta State musician Dr. Arube Oto, popularly known as Isoko Fela One, plans to marry 3 women on the same day. The ceremony is set for Sunday, January 19, 2025 at Anglican Churchfield, London-based Uzere Kingdom, Isoko South local government area. A marriage flyer that has gone viral shows Arube dressed identically with his 3 brides-to-be. Ogene Kome, a woman, and Ogene Karu, all from Delta State. Confirming the event, Arube's foster son and one of the RSVPs, Emperor Efi, stated via telephone on Wednesday that the ceremony would proceed as planned. He disclosed that Arube initially intended to marry 4 women, but one withdrew for personal reasons. Efi attributed Arube's decision to a cost-saving strategy. Arube married 2 women about 20 years ago. One divorced him, leaving him with just 1 wife. To cut costs, he decided to marry 4 women this year. Along the way, one pulled out, he explained. Describing Arube's career, Efi said he is a music legend in Delta. He sings Isoko high life and has been in the music scene for over 30 years. Initially, he worked as a driver while pursuing music, and he started a band with others, but later formed his own dance band. Arube, about 12 years ago, since then, has released more than 10 albums. The 3 brides represent different Delta State communities. Edafemaga, Agbede, and Samuel Atubi are from Lagos, Iyede in Idokwa Ndokwa East Local Government Area, Orua, Modu, Ozoro Kingdom in Isoko North Local Government Area, and Oruto Quarter, Ozoro Kingdom in Isoko North Local Government Area, respectively. Two of the women have each given birth to a child for him, while the third is yet to conceive. He performed traditional marriage rites with them last year on the same day, Effie added. Okay,
Wow.
so this is, I consider this to be a very interesting story. However, I have so many questions because
Okay.
I'm in the course of reading through the story. It was stated that this wedding was going to be done in a church.
No, they said the church field.
Okay, because I saw Anglican church. Okay, the
yeah,
church field.
Yes,
Because I was
because me, when I
about,
saw the Anglican, I had to look well. I noticed that
yes,
the
because
field.
yes,
Yeah.
because I was. But even if the wedding is to be done or held at the field, who is going to join these? Do you think a pastor would want to join them?
For me, when it comes to wedding, if you read your Bible very well, I don't want to start any controversial thing.
Yes.
There's not really, how will I put it now? There's no law
Yeah.
that expressly says a man can marry more than one wife.
Okay.
But if you are to read from Genesis down, you find out that the Bible said, in the beginning, he made them what? Male and female. That means God's original plan is a man and one wife. That's why he now says, Paul writing said, but if you seek to be a leader in the church, if you want to be a leader, you must be a man of one wife.
Okay.
Or one husband. So if you want to be a leader in church, so if that is the standard for leadership in church, so that tells you originally this is what God wants. So at this point now that they are using the school field, I don't know if it's a pastor that is coming to join them.
Yes, because he stated outrightly that they had already performed traditional rites.
Maybe that might just be a reception.
Okay.
If you ask me, it might just be a reception because traditionally, most traditions don't stop you from marrying more than one wife. So the fact that he decided not to say, okay, let him have a woman in the house and then be sleeping around, he felt like, okay, let it be on record that I have these 3 women in my life and I want to make them my wife. So I do not look like I have a woman at home and I'm sleeping around. You understand? For me, in that light, I don't recommend it, but in that light, I think it's better. But my only challenge is that the future of that marriage, I'm still looking at it. These ladies, why are they accepting to this? Is it because he's a rich man? Is it because of money? Now, if it is because of money, there'll be a problem at the long run. If it's because of love, I don't see love at play here, if you ask me. Now, why I said if it's because of money, which obviously 80%, that's the reason. If you're not getting there, because one thing about life is, even you now that is seated here with me, when you had the dream of working in the television station, there were some butterflies in your head about it. There were some beautiful moments you were looking at.
Okay.
But now as you entered, you and I know that it's not as sweet and as easy as you were thinking it to be when you now started the real work. But because of the passion you have for it, you have to, weather through the challenges, the stress of finding stories, the stress of prepping this, the stress of you even sitting down up late at night to get ready for your whatever. It's not easy. And then to a large extent now, you would have wanted to be somewhere else today, but because you know that television stations don't close. If you're working with a particular company, maybe a bank or something, maybe you would have closed by now and go for Christmas. Okay. But the truth of the matter is this: that time will come in that marriage when all those expectations that those ladies have won't be met. That's the truth. And then that's when the wahala now starts. And then that's when you understand that this thing now, there's no future in it. So
it's obvious that this marriage is not centered on love, especially on the part of the ladies.
Because let's even face the fact: to love one woman is enough stress. Okay. To truly give your attention for one woman, to be able to at least stand in for her, no matter how rich you are, is enough distraction, in quote, for a man that has somewhere he's going, for a man that wants to be a global voice, for a man that has goals, visions, and ambition. Not to talk about now being there for women. Now their children will come up. Definitely each one will want to give birth. Then you, as a father, being there for all these children, you find out that this is already setting up himself to fail as a father, to also fail as a husband. Because when we say, there's money now, it's not money that women want. It's not true. There are women that have that money, but they're just craving for that attention. That one man that can just have my time. I can just spend time with, gist with, laugh with, play with, and you know, go around the world with.
Yeah.
But now this is no longer possible because let's say he wants to travel now, he packs all of them to travel. Now there are some things that just have to be one after the other.
Okay.
So if all of them now want him at the same time, what will he do? So for me, it's a good example for the younger generation, owing to the fact that he's an artist, he's a musician, and music is something that resonates with everybody, every age. It resonates with everybody. So for me, he's like an icon. He's an influence. He's someone that people look up to. So I don't think this is good for the younger generation, if you ask me. I don't think this is good for the younger generation.
Okay, so you mentioned in the course of addressing this issue, you mentioned that getting married to one woman is already enough stress.
It's already enough.
Judging from, looking from the part of the Bible where we've seen that the woman is supposed to be like a helpmeet to the man, should we actually consider the women to be regarded or tagged as stress? Because a lot of people say that, you hear people say that, hey, I beg, I don't want any distractions, or I don't want any woman to come and distract me or stress me. But are they not supposed to be a source of help and support? Why do people keep referring to them as stress and distraction?
Why I said so is not, I'm not saying so to say that the woman is stress.
Okay.
No. But I'm saying so to say that if you're a responsible man, you know that it takes a lot for you to keep your wife happy. Even though, yes, they are sent to help. But the truth about it is that a woman's life is not just centered about helping you. You also have a role to make her happy too. Okay, let's look at it this way. You are employed by this television station right now. Now, they've given you, your job is to make sure that every assignment you are given to here works. You're like a helper to the vision of whoever owns this place. But let them not pay you salary for 3 months. Let's see if you'll be fine.
Okay.
Even if you are the best staff here, even if you love your job so much that you are delivering results and you are doing this, and you also have needs as a person. So those personal needs, you know, the company may not be able to fulfill all, but that alert you receive at the end of the month, and maybe 1 or 2 bonuses and 1 or 2 help that the company renders in the area of maybe hospital, health and all that, at least helps you keep smiling to keep rendering this help and giving them the value that you are giving them. That's what the marriage is like. The man has a role to play to also make the woman happy. Yes, we know the Bible says they are helpmates. They have come to make the life of the man. At the same time, the person making your life easier is also a human being. The person needs that encouragement, that appreciation, that, oh, thank you. Now, to do that has his own, you understand me? Yes.
Okay, sir. I don't know, but this happens. In fact, this is happening now. I feel like a lot of women or young girls actually just get married to richer men, irrespective of their age. What fosters this idea? What can you say is the reason for this?
It's actually the
regardless
poverty,
of the age and all. They just want to get married to.
Is the poverty level in Nigeria. An average Nigerian wants to survive, and he or she doesn't care how, as long as her needs are met or his needs are met. The average Nigerian, if you check the average Nigerian right now, he's not thinking about bringing value, he's thinking about what he can take or what she can take. So for those ladies, seeing a man that is old enough to be their father, and they decide to go say, I want to marry, knowing that at the long run, this man may not be able to satisfy my emotional needs. But they also know that this man's money can put food on my family's table. This man's money will make sure that my dreams, if I want to go to school, if I want to become a doctor, if I want to do this, if I want to achieve this man's money can give it to me. So they can sacrifice the emotional, in quote, and those compatibility that has to do with, okay, marrying someone about your age. They can let go of that cheap part where it's as if you have a partner where two of you bond, that sacrifice all that to make sure that this other part is satisfied. But you check that at the long run, definitely the man, if the lady doesn't die on time, the man will definitely go before them. So in their mind, when this man leaves, I can now go to who I want to go to. So if you check it, all these things are just boiled down to they just want to survive.
Okay.
So they're not thinking about the real reason for marriage, because marriage is bigger than you just surviving. That's why I won't tell young people, marriage is not an achievement. Like you see some ladies, they keep praying, I want to marry, I want to marry. Some men will say, I want to marry. No. Marriage is not really an achievement. Marriage for me is a vehicle. It's a vehicle that helps you fulfill all that God has called you to do in life. Marriage can help you become a better person. Marriage can also break you if you make the wrong choice in it.
Thank you very much, sir. Talking about marriage, I've realized that when it comes to the issue of marriage, there's a whole lot of pressure on the women to always get married. A man can be 40 and thereabout, and nobody's concerned or pushing and all
Yes.
that. But the woman, when it comes to the part of the woman, is not always the
Yes,
same.
because
story.
of the structure of men and women.
Okay.
You understand? The woman is like a flower
Okay.
that blooms, and that's it, 30 points. You understand me? Now, a man at 40, at 45 that has money, that is responsible, can marry a girl of 22 or 25 years.
Okay.
But a boy of 28 years or even 30 years will not want to marry a woman at 45 years,
That's true.
even with her money. Except he's a guy that has a plan. Because by having a plan,
Yes.
the only reason why he's getting into that woman's life is her money. And he has a plan. Definitely that marriage won't last. True love can't take you there. So if you see a boy of 30 years, 28 years, 5 or 50 years, you and I know, even when you see that wedding, be comfortable. If it's your younger brother, you say, my friend, what is your problem? Because you to be like, you know, you're not going there to be the man. That woman will control you. That woman will do this. You discourage it. But if the guy is going in there just for, but we find out that most times also ends up in plenty issues. Plenty issues. So that's why it looks as if the woman is under that pressure. But the truth is that what I've also found out is this. As a lady, if you can focus and build values early, work on yourself early, yeah, definitely there's no how you stay till 30 without getting married. But the problem is that they get into all the whole relationship thing very early when they don't even know they're left there, right? So their decision process is wrong. Now they see a guy that just want to tag along for a while, just to have a girlfriend to sleep with and just have fun. But the lady is thinking of marriage. But this guy is just thinking of having fun and moving on. Now, because she has seen one or two attention, one or two things come out from the guy, one or two care the guy is showing her, she feels like, oh, this guy is here to stay. And then she gets in, and then when the guy is ready to go, the guy goes. And then the next thing she's like, men cannot be trusted. Now something is happening to her trust. Because of that, now the next man comes. She begins to punish that next man because of what this other one did. That one doesn't last. That one now, out of the stress and the problem, walks away now. 2 counts. Before you know it, it's up to 5, 6, 7 men. And then here she is now, started dating at 18. At 25, she's already a sad person. She's already angry with men. She's already telling herself, I'm going to deal with them. And that kind of a person now, you find out that God may send wonderful men her way, because definitely she will have her good sides.
Yes.
She will have her beautiful moments. Now, God may send wonderful men her way and that now want to settle down. But because she's already wounded and she has not healed, she now recycle the process of hurt. And in trying to hurt these men, they walk away. And then you now see her staying 35, 40. She will now say, no man has come. But not knowing, it's not because no man has come. She has been the one repelling these men. So And some of them even get to now get sense when they have already crossed 35. Now, at that point now, the only men now that can come for you should be from 40 upwards. So I find out that most of the men at that level are all married, except for one that may be divorced or the wife is late. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then now, when they even now want to choose, those kind of men, when they now want to choose self, they will, some of them will still want to come down to 30 something. They won't want to take 40. They won't want to take 38. They want to come down to 32, 28, because they feel like, okay, I want someone that even if I go, can be able to take care of my children and do this and do that. So that's just it.
Thank you very much for your contributions on that story, sir. So we'll dive into the next story. It says Lagos State government has intervened in a child molestation scandal involving Ohis Emmanuel, the estranged husband of popular disc jockey Kudirat Gbemisola, known as DJ Kulet. DJ Kulet publicly announced her separation from Emmanuel on Monday, alleging both infidelity and child molestation. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has condemned the alleged actions and announced an investigation into the matter. In a statement released on social media, the DSVA stated, "We appreciate everyone who brought the incident of child sexual abuse posted by @Olamide Official to our attention. As the statutory agency in Lagos State dedicating to preventing and responding to domestic and sexual violence, we take this very seriously. Violence in any form is unacceptable, and the Lagos State government maintains a zero-tolerance stance against it." The DSVA confirmed that they have contacted DJ Colette and urged anyone with further information to contact them via their toll-free hotline, 080-00-333-333, or through their social media platforms. Every child deserves protection, no matter who they are or where they come from, the statement emphasized. DJ Colette's social media post detailed disturbing allegations, claiming her husband had engaged in child molestation for an extended period. She stated she had previously forgiven him for infidelity, only to discover the extent of his alleged abuse. I, DJ Colette, am publicly disassociating myself from my ex-husband, Ohis Emmanuel, a.k.a. Benjamin, due to his egregious and reprehensible actions, I beg your pardon, she wrote. The final straw was the shocking discovery of his prolonged sexual abuse of a 13-year-old minor, which occurred under my roof for 6 months. She further alleged that Emmanuel had also molested his 20-year-old cousin and her friend, resulting in them contracting infections. DJ Colette also claimed to have contracted infections herself 3 times during their brief marriage. A video circulating on social media purportedly shows Emmanuel confessing to child molestation and seeking forgiveness from his ex-wife. While the Lagos State government has taken swift action through the DSVA, the Lagos State Police Command has yet to release an official statement. Attempts to reach police spokesperson Dane So I actually, what do you make of this story?
For me, okay, thank God that you're able to come up straight and say, okay, this is my problem, and please forgive me. Now, for me, it's on 2 ways. Her coming out publicly is good, but on the second thought too, she would have gone through the law. There was no need for the Facebook. There was no need for the social media. You understand me? The husband has committed a crime, because sleeping with a minor is not just for those in church. It's not just a sin.
Yes.
As a citizen of Nigeria, it's also a crime. Now, these are 2 different things here. Now, we can forgive the sin, but like my pastor will always say, when it comes to the crime, go through the law. Now, the reason for that is this. I can forgive you for molesting a minor, but if there is no consequences that hits you, tomorrow when that temptation comes again, you will do it again. But let's assume as he's charged to the court now, investigations are done, and it is seen that truly he did this. And they say, okay, you are going to be in prison for 1 year, or you're going to pay this fine, or this or that. Now, the next time that temptation comes, he will remember what he went through, the consequences he faced for the last nonsense he did. It will help him manage himself well. That's why I believe in, it's good the wife forgives, but the crime part, there is a way that the Constitution has stipulated that should be followed. So I would say, let him go through the law, the process, and then face his whatever. Okay. That's my own take on this. And then the wife, for me, should stop. Because if I'm to also look at it on a second part, you know, I'm married, and I can tell you this. Even when you're working with people in the office, when there's an issue like this, the two parties
find a way to resolve.
Apart from resolving, the two parties also contributed to it.
Okay.
I'm not excusing the man's stupidity, but at the same time, there is a kind of woman this other person would have been. She would have either noticed this. How can it take a whole 6 months for you to notice a girl in your house as a woman, a girl under your roof? How busy are you for that? Do you understand me now? Now, how will it take you as a woman 6 months to notice that a girl under your roof is being molested? You would have seen 1 or 2 signs if your eyes were actually as a woman to the ground. Now, secondly, too, if you have also given that man the 100% attention he needs from you as his wife, 2 things would have happened. You'd have noticed this thing early, or you would have also prevented it.
How would she have prevented it?
No, because you see, there's a whole lot going on in marriage. It's just that the truth about it is that men most times don't come out to talk because of that man ego. But a woman can easily come out and spill it. You understand? Because of the way the society is. For instance, now a man comes out and tells you that my wife is cheating on me, or I noticed that my wife is sleeping with other men. And you say it's not true, and then he gives you proof. The first thing you look at him, be like, oh God, it looks like you're not doing her well in the other room.
Yes.
That might be why she's going out. But this man may be doing her best, satisfying her, but it's just that this person, character-wise, he can't stick with one man. But now you will put the stigma on him. Do you understand me? That, oh God, like say, you know, they play or wing well. Oh. Now, that's that. But if a woman comes to tell you now that my husband is sleeping around, the first thing that will come to your mind, men say, what do they want? You have a woman in the house and you're still running around. But the truth is that there are some men right now listening to me, if they can be able to come to this studio now and speak as married men, that for 6 months their wife have refused them touching them. Okay. There are some men that for 3 months their wife has refused them touching them. Okay. Now they can't force her, they can't beat her. So what that kind of a man do? You have a few of them now that maintains their discipline and tells themselves, I won't mess up. But there are some of them that can't keep it, that they can't wait.
But in the issue of this man, the person he had this affair with is not even somebody of age, if I should use that word, is a child.
You see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I said, I don't want to. That's why this matter, the man has made a mistake, I made a mistake. So for me, like I said, wife can forgive, but he should still go through the process, because molesting a minor is a crime. It's not a mistake. It's not like you carrying gun now and going to steal from somebody, and then maybe you mistakenly in the midst of trying to steal, you shot someone dead, and you're saying they should forgive you. We can forgive you, let it out of our heart, but you have committed murder. In adding to the murder also, you came to steal from us. You broke the law. That one now, because there are things you do that are not things that just happen. There are things you sit down to plan. You planned and you executed. Sleeping with a minor is not easy. Because most times, those little children are not even thinking in that direction. Their bodies are not even wired to understand your gestures. So it will take you a long time talking that girl into, you understand me? Yes. You know, harassing her, talking her into coming to that point where you can now begin the act. So that's not something that you just
was
did
done by
that just
mistake.
by mistake. See, that's why molesting a minor is, as long as it wasn't last. But if it was an older lady, 20 and above, two things can be in place. We can say, okay, maybe the girl's body is so perfect and so appealing that, oh, this man fell for it. You understand me? But waiting the minor body now. Do you get me now?
Yes,
waiting the minor body, nothing there. So for you to go for it, it means that something there's a mental illness that you need to deal with. And this is not just something you just woke up one morning and just you thought about it, you planned it, you understand, yes, because it's not something you would do when somebody's at home, because it's a little girl. There's a whole lot of planning and executing into.
The girl was not the only person he has done that with. They also mentioned the cousin.
So you can now see now it's not something of forgiveness. It's something in him needs to be hit out or changed. So that's why
on the part of the wife, do you think divorcing the husband was a good step that she
took? For me, I will say this way. I don't believe in divorce. But if you know you can forgive, there's no need saying I'm staying and every day I'm reminding the man of what he did. You now start disrespecting the man in the marriage. You start insulting him. There's no need for all that. It's better you allow him. Move on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better you do what? You move on. Don't say I will stay, and then in staying you are giving the man hell. In staying you are disrespecting the man. In staying you are making his life miserable. And the truth about it is that if I hold you down now on the ground, I may say yes, you won't stand up. I won't let you. The truth about it is that I'm also holding myself. Because if you are doing that, you are also affecting you. You are turning into something that you don't know. You are getting bitter. And the moment you get bitter, you can become a murderer. You can kill that. You can just walk into the room one day because you are bitter against him for what he did. You refuse to forgive. You can just kill him. And in killing him now, what has happened? You have also ended your own life, because now you've killed someone. You face the full wrath of the law. Nobody cares what that man did. Or everybody will be after it. Must you kill him?
Must you kill him? So you're in agreement with the fact that
it's good for her, as long as she has found out that she can't forgive this one and she can't live with it. It's better she gets out of the same completely.
Okay, you mentioned earlier about the woman publicizing the issues in her home, and I think it's becoming a norm in our society now. When every little thing happens, and then
you just go to social media.
For married couples, what should she have done?
For a married person, like I told you, it would have been better she follows the right. You understand me? Make the report, go to police. Let things be done normally.
But what do you think she did that to serve as an evidence to prove that this man has been doing this? Because probably without that, the man possibly would have denied.
No. This is not about the man denying.
Okay.
Because the man has already accepted, which she has on video. However, she did that to get that video recorded. Whether she tricked the man into saying, okay, if you will accept and I have this, I will forgive you. Yes. I don't know how she got the video, because the report said that a video was played where, the man her in a car with the girl in question. Yes. So I don't know how she tricked the man into accepting for that video to be recorded. But let's even assume that, okay, the man now intentional now say, okay, girl, I know I've messed up. And then you have the video. Then that video would have been for you to take to the police or take to the court. However, let the matter be solved. Now, coming on social media to announce this whole thing like this, number one, makes people, there are certain persons that will no longer trust you, because, and to do business with you at certain levels, because they feel like you won't be able to stand for them.
Keep things confidential.
Yeah, keep things confidential. Yes. The day they mess up. Because nobody is planning to hurt anybody. Anything can happen along the line. So they will remember the way you came and disgraced this man everywhere. You understand me? Yeah. So that may also add to your... For me, there's a way to settle these things. Have your divorce and move on with your life. You mustn't come on social media to announce it. You want to come on social media to play the video. All those things are not necessary. They are not for me. They are not.
Okay.
You can go ahead and the man will still go to jail at the end of the day. The matter is treated well, and nobody would even know about it.
Okay.
And you move on with your life. And just move on. Maybe when another man comes to marry you, that's when you can now say, okay, I used to be married. Look at this. You might say, okay, let me see. You can now show the man and say, look at this. Those ones can be your evidence for the next man coming. But now going on social media now, you have announced the whole thing. Now, okay, look at the way I was thinking now in the first place, that how can this kind of thing happen in your house for 6 months and you were not aware as a woman? Now, I'm already pointing out her own fault, because it's a two-way thing. You may think you are trying to publicize your husband, but in doing that too, we all see your weakness. Because to live with that man for that number of time and not know that these things, okay, you even found out that he even did it with the 20-year-old cousin. And then what did you do about it? No, let's face it. He did it, then what did you do about it?
It's possible she has been forgiven and not posting. So
no,
maybe
I'm not about posting.
She decided this time to publicize it.
Get my line of argument. My concern is not about the posting. My concern is about her inability to manage this thing in a way that would have made this man stop.
But do you think there's anything she would have done that would make,
like I said, having that,
because he could actually agree, possibly after apologizing, he could say, okay, no, I'm changed, and then still go ahead to
police
do this.
Police must get to know about it. The law must get into this. You see, that's why I said there are things, crime, you don't forgive crime. You punish crime. That punishment now serves as a deterrent to that person. Let's assume that this thing now got to police, and then a court, and at the end of the day, at least police dragged him for a while, detained him, and finally he bailed himself, and then something was written that if we get this kind of act from you again, you'll be going in, no, nothing about trying you. You'll be, if there's evidence, you'll be going in for 5 years imprisonment. If that kind of thing was done, he knows and he signs to it, he will respect himself. That's where I'm coming from. Because this kind of people, coming on social media to talk about them is not enough. Because social media forgets. After like 2-3 weeks now, this thing is no longer news. You and I won't even remember. If I call you now on the phone, like by the end of this month now, and ask you, hey, this thing we discussed so and so day, you may not give me the details any longer. You never remember the names, but you can tell me the story, but you may not remember the names of the people involved. That's how social media is. After a while, new stories are coming up every day. That one passes. But my own is that let that due process be followed.
Okay, thank you.
Because crime, for me, should be punished, not forgiven. Crime should be punished.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that contribution, sir. So the third story we have for today says police in Ogun State have arrested Kehinde Yemita in connection with the ritual killing of a commercial sex worker, Dara Simi, whose dismembered body was discovered last week. Kehinde is the twin brother of Taiwo Yemita, who was arrested on December 22nd along with another suspect, Kazim, shortly after the gruesome discovery. The victim, Dara Simi, was reportedly lured to a residence in Abeokuta before being murdered and mutilated, allegedly for ritualistic purposes. Following the initial arrest, police launched a manhunt for Kehinde, who had gone into hiding. Acting on a tip-off, police in collaboration with the So Safe Corps located Kehinde in Logwater on December 30th and took him into custody. According to Ogun State Police spokesperson CSP Omolola Odutola, Kehinde has confessed to conspiring with his brother and Kazim to commit the crime. Community members have also corroborated his involvement in other criminal activities. On December 30th, 2024, at about 1700 hours, the Divisional Police Officer of Sangota received a tip from a volunteer informant indicating that Kehinde Yemita, the twin brother of Taiwo Yemita, was hiding in the Logo community. CSP Odutola stated, following this information, a surveillance team, in collaboration with the So Safe Corps, promptly mobilized the community and apprehended the suspect. The suspects allegedly lured Dara Simi, a sex worker operating in Abeokuta, to their house under false pretenses. The motive for killing for killing is believed to be ritualistic, CSP Odutola issued a strong warning to young women, urging them to avoid engaging in casual relationships for financial gain, commonly known as hookups, highlighting the inherent dangers involved. She also called on parents to play a more active role in educating their children about the risk associated with vices such as prostitution. A further appeal goes to the teeming young females to see this unfortunate incident as a big lesson and be cautious not to fall victim to another ritual killing. CSP Odutola added, Kehinde Yemitan has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation and prosecution. Now, so this story, first of all, the victim in question is a sex worker, and we sometimes we get to see or hear stories. In fact, get to see people, sex workers particularly, always probably after making out with these people they don't get paid. You know, so it could be that they probably must have been an argument of payment and all of that before she was killed. The story didn't outrightly state why she was killed. It only said there's a possibility that it could be for ritual purposes. However, none of her body parts were cut off and anything of that sort from the story.
Nothing was mutilated.
No, from the story, it doesn't state that any of her body parts was taken off.
Maybe, okay.
So could it be that there was an argument
maybe looking
as
at this,
payment?
maybe looking at this, it was not originally for
ritual purposes.
But because the girl is dead.
Okay.
You understand me? That's now why on the run they now have to put it on that maybe it could have been for ritual purposes.
For ritual purposes.
So for me, it's a rising thing now in our country. People want to survive, and it's painful. It's painful. I don't blame the girl for being a sex worker. There's nothing wrong with. She knows the hazards with her job. Nothing wrong with somebody paying for your services and you go to render the service. Person pays you and you go back. Even if we were to look at it in today, in our today, no, these workers that these people marry. Some people can be traveling now and they kidnap a whole boss just because they're looking for human parts to sell. They kidnap a whole boss. And then they are now like, you kidnap the boss. If your people can pay all this money, because they know how much they're going to sell you people in parts. So if your parents or that they would have sold your parts, they release you. But if they are trying to be funny, you hear that way, you hear things like the person never came back. So for me, it's like our government should just so they can sit down and forget all these highfalutin theories they are going for and ask themselves, how can we stabilize the economy to make it easy for someone to start a business and the business will thrive, to make it easy for people to be able to create jobs. Because I heard about two or three major companies in Nigeria, one pharmaceutical company from UK leaving the country only last year, sometime early last year. They stopped and they said they are leaving the country. Now, that is unemployment. For everyone that was working there at different levels, they are coming to that point now where they won't have a job. Do you understand? Now, that's just the one I know. I know that there are many other companies that have shut down, both indigenous and foreign companies. Now, when you have this in our cities, in our states, where people are finding how to survive, you find out that it becomes easy for people who have that criminal tendencies to easily slide into that. Yeah, because I still know that not having food on your table is not enough reason for you to commit a crime. That's the truth. There are many things you can do. You can even go and sit down on the road and carry plate and beg. Begging is more honorable than carrying a gun to go and steal. I'd rather roam the street and beg you for food and you give me and I eat, or you pursue me until I find someone whose heart will be touched and the person will give me, than to carry a gun to say you want to rob the next person. That one is for me, it's not right at all. It's not right at all. So I just pray that this new year we will have more opportunities for people to create jobs, more opportunities for people to be gainfully employed, more opportunities for our young people actually you know, to be trained, and they can become better assets to our country instead of all these things that they are doing.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm talking about creating job opportunities and all of that. I think it's been quite a while since anyone depended on the government to create jobs and all of that. You know, so don't you think that people on their own should be able to get something doing for themselves?
Okay, let me say this now. For instance, let me use laundry services, for instance. Someone that used to wash his or her clothes for $250 before, that including washing and ironing, 250 naira, can afford to send 4 clothes. That's how much? That's 1,000.
That's 1,000.
And the person can just easily, out of his salary of maybe 30,000, and just tell himself, okay, how many clothes can the person have? If the person check it, the person can afford to say, okay, out of my 30,000, I can spend 3,000 naira monthly on laundry.
Okay.
And move on. I'm just giving you an instance right now. And move on. But now, this same person now comes, and then now notice, because of the cost of fuel, because of light now is costly, this same clothes that this person works for 250 now is now just one up and down now, 1,000 naira. Just one. The person now calculates, if I'm to now wash 5 clothes, that's 5,000. And those 5 clothes now, I can wear them in a week. So cut across it monthly. And then this person's salary of 30,000 has not really increased. Because even the company is working with is also having increased cost here and there to be able to run the company, make profit, put it afloat, and be able to pay so they don't owe salary staff. So they didn't quickly increase the salaries because now they don't want to increase and not be able to pay. Not that they don't want to increase it for not increasing its sake, but they also know if we increase, what is coming in? What are we running to going to be able to pay so we don't owe our staff? So they just calm down first of all until things can get better so they can increase. So what has happened now? That young man will now decide and say, on Sundays, that's the only time I have. Like on Sundays, that's the only time he has to wash. Okay, I must go to church. All right, let me try and go for first service for the people that run one-two services. After that, what we now do? He comes back home and wash his clothes himself. What has happened now? That laundry guy by the street that was being employed now by virtue of this now have lost a customer. Not because he's not good at his job, but because the economy is not helping him to stay in business. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. But lastly, before we go, the issue of hookup is something that we've been hearing over and over again, and it's actually interesting to know that most persons don't actually do this just for money. It's now more like a trend. If you get bored, you just go on social media and find somebody to meet up with and just have fun.
And just have fun, yeah.
And so what's your take on the issue of hookup? Probably an advice to people out there.
What I can say to every young person is that what you call fun today, every one of you have 3 sections of your life. The first 25 years of your life, the second 25 years of your life, and the last 25 years of your life. And the first 25 years of your life is that time when you used to lay the foundation that will carry the quality of life you want to have by the last 25 years of your life. Now, if you don't invest wisely, you will find yourself struggle in marriage, struggle financially, and struggle in every area of your life. So desist from that nonsense.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We had really interesting stories today, and it was really, really interesting that you gave us all of this advice and contributions to the stories. But this is where we have to draw the curtain for today's show. Thank you very much, sir, once again for gracing us with your presence. We are open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product, service, promotion and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlantic.tv network.tv. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Francis Neka.